Hi there, I'm Mama Robin. If you are familiar with me, then you know who I am. And if you're not, welcome. I have been doing a series called My 11 Years with a Psychopath. I'm on part 6 as of today. I was doing them on Sunday nights, and then I switched to Monday afternoons, and then I had to take some more time off. So now I've switched to Tuesday afternoons. Hopefully this is the last time I have to switch, and the last day that I miss. Now, let me add a disclaimer. Number one, I am not a medical professional of any kind, any way at all. I don't claim to be. And I'm also not making light. If you or somebody you know has mental issues, you need help, then please, by all means, you get help or you help them get help. And again, I'm not a medical professional, don't claim to be. But I was married to someone for 11 years that I do believe, based on what I know, he would probably be considered a psychopath. Um, so now we're on part 6, and I'm getting my references from choosing therapy. See? So we're at number 4, lack of accountability, playing the blame game. I don't know why my camera keeps going light, dark, light, dark. I'm so sorry. Anyway, lack of accountability and playing the blame game. Psychopaths commit some of the most cruel, violent, heinous acts in society. They rarely take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they are more likely to blame other people, make excuses, try to justify their actions, no matter how bad they are. This sign of psychopath is indicative of their lack of morals, lack of conscience, their lack of empathy, meaning they do not have the same sense of right and wrong that most of us do. The man I was married to has never taken blame for anything. If he started the fight first and I said he did, no, he didn't. He would say, no, I didn't. You started it. How? For arguing with me. Most of the time I wasn't arguing with him as I was trying to defend myself or my position, and he would take it as an argument, and that's how he would blame me. Or if he would say, don't scream in my face, I'm like, well, you screamed in my face first. Now, that doesn't make what I did right, but in a heated argument, you're not thinking about that. And he'd say, no, I'd never scream in your face. I'm like, you're doing it right now. If he lied, it wasn't his fault that he lied. If he started the fight, he'd say it was me that started the fight. If I'd say, well, quit screaming in my face, he'd say, quit screaming in my face, and I'd say, but you screamed in my face first. He'd say, no, I'm not. I never screamed in your face, while he was screaming in my face. I always felt like I was losing my mind. And I'd say, if you just own up, not realizing at the time that he really didn't know how to own up. I'd be like, well, if you would just own up and just admit your fault in this, take half the blame, we could go on and work on this. But he wouldn't even take half the blame. It was always my fault or someone else's fault. If he doesn't work that week, he's goes a whole week without. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair. If he goes a whole week without working, it's not him being lazy. It's my fault or the weather's fault, or whatever. It was always somebody else's fault. He never took accountability for anything. I had never known that man in 11 years' time to take accountability once. And sometimes it would be, the weather would be kind of bad for his work. But he'd be able to do something, see, because a lot of his work is outside. He does construction. But he usually had a job or two, or a part of a job that he could have done inside. And instead of working inside, he would say, well, it's raining, so I just can't work at all. Then he would be mad because he couldn't pay the bills, and somehow that would be my fault, or the kids' fault, or the weather's fault. I'm like, no, if you'd gotten up and gone to work when you were supposed to, then you would have the money to pay your bills. Well, I couldn't work. You had me depressed. I'm so stressed out from our fighting, I couldn't work. Or I'm so stressed out from Mike picking on me all the time that I couldn't work. Or it was raining, or just various things. It was constant. He never took accountability for anything. The man did not know how to take accountability for a thing he did. It was always anybody's fault. It didn't even matter who. It was just somebody's fault. He would make me feel like I was losing my damn mind. And I don't know. I honestly don't know how to explain him. But so far, he has had every single one of these. Superficial charm and charisma, great at it. Most people didn't know the real him unless they lived with him or spent a lot of time with him. Unnecessarily cruelty or mean streak, oh, he was so good at that. He would be unnecessarily cruel. He would say horrible, hateful, terrible things to me. But if I said anything back, that could be considered hateful or cruel. Then I was horrible for saying anything, but it was okay for him to say this shit to me. Lies, exaggeration, dishonesty. Oh my God, that guy, man, but he's good enough at lying that if you don't know him, you might think he's telling the truth. You might think, no, wait a minute, there's a possibility this is right, because I know I used to do the same thing. Lack of accountability and playing the blame game. Very common with him. All the time. I have another website that I want, I'm sorry about that I want to go over. That I was trying, see if I can do something here. 20 signs you're with a psychopath. So I found another one that's one I'm already. Well, that wasn't it. That wasn't one I was looking for. I might examine this one though another time. Anyway, so far he's had every single one of them. And as I said, And I say in my disclaimer, I am not a medical professional in any way, shape, or form. I don't claim to be. But I was married to someone that showed all these signs and symptoms. He didn't show them at first. In the beginning, part of the superficial charm and charisma, I had no idea what I was dealing with. I thought he was perfect. I thought he was everything I wanted and needed until he wasn't. If you know somebody, at the very least, even if he's not a psychopath, it was a very toxic relationship and it did a lot of damage. My therapist says that I'm going through bond trauma. Like I bonded to him because of the trauma, because I found it hard to leave him. Even when I knew, people go, oh, why didn't you leave him? It's easy to leave. It's not that easy. Because my therapist said I went through bond trauma, very similar to Stockholm Syndrome, where you develop a bond with the person that is abusing you. You go through a cycle of abuse, of punishment and reward, which is what I went through, was punishment and reward. He would punish me for something I did wrong, then he would reward me with an act of kindness. And it caused trauma, and I bonded to him through that trauma. So even when I knew he was wrong, even when I knew he was bad, even when I knew I had to leave him for my own safety, for my kids' safety, for my safety, I found it hard to leave him. Because I bonded to him through the trauma that he caused the trauma, and I bonded to him. If you know somebody that sounds like they're in a relationship like what I've been through, please talk to them. Help them get help. Help them see what they're doing. Because even if he's not a psychopath, he's toxic. And there are toxic people out there that'll drag you down. And they'll make you feel worthless. So when I do these videos, if I help one person, just one person, I feel like I have done well. If one person sees these and goes, oh my God, I need help, or oh my God, my sister needs help, or whatever, and one person gets help from this, I feel like I've done good. So if you, if you like these videos, hit the like button. If you want to see more of this, subscribe, and then please ring the little bell so that you get notified when I'm popping up a new video. I've been trying to do them once a week. Like I said, I started out doing them on Sundays, and then I switched to Mondays, and then I switched now to Tuesdays. Hopefully I don't have to switch anymore. I love my friends and family out there. I hope I get this through to somebody that gets help. I'm Mama Robin, and I want everybody to have a beautiful and blessed day.